Hey everybody, it's Jason from the Texas Gun Vault, and once again I'm coming to you with another range report. And in today's range report we're going to be reviewing another 2011 pistol. In fact, this one is by the original makers of the 2011 and the people that own the trademark on 2011. Of course, we are talking about Staccato, and the model that we will be looking at today is the XL, which essentially is their full-size 2011 pistol. Now this is actually a very special version of the XL. It's a limited edition which has an island barrel. Now I had never heard of this feature before, so you'll notice what looks like the top of the slide right here is actually the top of the barrel, and the whole point of this is to reduce the weight of the slide so it cycles faster and thus giving you an advantage in competition shooting and 3 gun matches. The barrel is 5.4 inches long and it is coated in a titanium nitride, which gives it its gold color. And I know that sometimes people will criticize me when it comes to my 2011 reviews because these are race guns and typically I review tactical guns. However, I like to review guns from the perspective of an average gun guy. And you might not be a competition shooter but want a high-end competition gun for your collection. And that's what this review is for. Now in general, I don't shoot 2011 pistols much better than other types of guns, and that's another criticism that I get. But I will say I have always been impressed with Staccato, so I can't wait to get this to the range and find out how good it actually is. But before we go to the range, as always, I want to thank the people that make these videos possible. First and foremost is the owner of this very beautiful Staccato. He's a local fan and subscriber named D. So D, thank you once again for lending one of your awesome guns for me to review. As always, I want to thank my Patreon supporters because through their monthly donations and support, they help keep the lights on around here, and I couldn't do this without them. And if you guys want to join my Patreon for as little as $1 a month, there will be a link in the description below. And as always, I want to thank my primary sponsor who always provides all of the ammunition for these range reports and thus makes them financially feasible for me, my good friend Mark from Brownworks. Now I know the pistol that we are reviewing today is a 1911 inspired pistol, but unfortunately it doesn't take wood panel grips. That's not what a 2011 does. But you probably have a fine collection of 1911s yourself. You might even own a Beretta 92, a CZ75, or a Browning High Power, and you might be in the market for a set of customized grips to make your guns unique and one of a kind. Well, I have the perfect grip company for you. Brownworks. Brownworks is a custom grip company making a wide variety of grips for a wide variety of firearms out of a wide variety of exotic woods and materials. Mark is an artist and he is a craftsman. He's always coming up with new and innovative features for his grips. You can apply custom logos, custom textures, custom colors. He can even make his own laminate woods, as well as apply exotic materials like snakeskin and alligator skin to these grips to make them unique and one of a kind. So I'm going to put a link in the comment section below as well as a coupon code for 10% off your first order. So I'm going to ask you to go over there to his website and see everything he has to offer. And when you place that order for your first set of custom grips, please tell Mark the Texas Gun Vault sent you. So once again, let's talk about the pistol we have on the workbench tonight, the Staccato XL limited edition island barrel. And let me show you this island barrel once more. And as you can see, we have a big cutout here on the top of the slide, and that is to reduce weight, allowing the slide to cycle quicker in competition matches. The barrel is 5.4 inches long. It is finished in a titanium nitride, giving it its gold coloration. And the trigger in this pistol is supposed to be even more refined than the standard Staccatos. So I can't wait to get this to the range and find out how that translates to the shooting experience. But before we get this to the range, as always, I want to talk about the things that I like and don't like, and I always want to start with the positive first. And the first thing I love about this pistol is that it is a Staccato. When it came to 1911s, originally people said it's either a Colt or it's a copy. Well, when it comes to 2011 style pistols, it's either a Staccato or it's a copy. They designed this pistol. They took all of the attributes that everyone loves in 1911s and blended them with all of the features of modern 9mm double stack handguns and created this amazing competition gun. In fact, every other company that makes a pistol like this can only call them 2011 style pistols because Staccato owns the trademark on 2011. So you really think if they designed it and have been making it for the longest, that probably translates into a pretty darn good product. Now, speaking of this being a competition gun, pretty much every other feature about this gun that makes it a competition gun is what I love. We have a gigantic magwell here. We have some great stippling on the grip. It's not too aggressive, but obviously not too smooth. All of our controls are extended and ambidextrous. We have a skeletonized trigger and hammer, a gigantic beaver tail, front and rear cocking serrations. We have the ability to mount optics. I love these sights because they are so tall and you can see them through the red dot in case your red dot goes down or you just want to use iron sights. We also do not have a compensator on this. Many 2011s have compensators, and I like the fact this one doesn't, because I don't really think these 2011 pistols need them. A lot of times we'll have ported barrels or something big here on the end that acts as a compensator. This gun just doesn't need it, and it makes the gun so much lighter. Now, I mentioned that this gun is supposed to have a trigger that is way more refined than your standard Staccato triggers. So I want to test that out. So I'm going to adjust the camera, get out the Lyman trigger pull weight gauge, and see what this trigger is all about. So let's do that now. So let's see if the trigger in the Staccato XL is all it's cracked up to be. Of course, we'll start by dropping the magazine, ensure there is no ammunition inside, and then we will safety check the gun and ensure there is nothing in the chamber. So let's take a look at the trigger pull first before we measure it. We have a very short take up. It comes right to a wall. There is nothing hanging up that trigger whatsoever. Then we have a very light and crisp break. Man, that feels great. And then here is the reset. And you are right back at that wall. That trigger feels absolutely fantastic. All right, so let's get out the Lyman trigger pull weight gauge. Let's clear the averages and let's see what this trigger is all about. For our first pull, we have 2 pounds, 5.8 ounces. Man, that is light. £2, 2.9 ounces. £2, 4.4 ounces. £2, 5.4 ounces. And finally, we have 2 pounds, 4.7 ounces, which gives us an average of 2 pounds, 4.6 ounces. That is so light, but it's not so light that I think it is dangerous. Might be too light to carry, but for competition, I bet this is going to be an absolutely amazing pistol for a lot of people. Now, before we get this to the range, I do want to talk about one thing about this gun that I don't like, and this is going to be a subjective thing, and it's going to be the titanium nitride finish. I have never liked the look of gold on guns. For me, it just looks a little bit gaudy. And I'm not a pimp, so I don't think I need a gold gun. But I understand why some people might find that attractive. Just give me a very nice stainless steel barrel and I'd be perfectly happy. Just not a big fan of the gold coloration. But that's the one thing about this pistol that I don't like as it sits here on the workbench. So let's get this to the range now. And as always, I'm going to start off with the target at 7 yards. I'm going to put one magazine through this, and I'm just curious how accurate it will be. Now, I believe this is actually going to be the very first shots through this pistol. This red dot was just recently installed and it hasn't even been zeroed. So let's see how the pistol performs and what I think of it. And wow, I think those results speak for themselves. This is a great pistol and it is super accurate. I do need to adjust this red dot just a little bit though, but man, that is a great group. And I think this just goes to show how important a pistol can be when it comes to your shooting experience. Many times when I review a gun that I'm not very good with, people tell me I need to go get more training or that I'm simply a terrible shot. Well, I think this proves that I'm actually a pretty decent shot. But what matters is, does the gun fit me? And this is what I always try to document in these reviews. And so far, this gun is definitely for me. This is a really easy gun to shoot. It's very comfortable and obviously for me, very accurate. So I hope these results continue. All right, so now let's double the distance on this target. I'm going to go for the head on this silhouette, and I want to see what happens to this group at a further distance. And pretty much I'm getting exactly the same results. I think the only thing I would change on this gun is probably put on a Trijicon SRO. I like these aim point acros, but I kind of feel like the field of view is too small. For a competition gun like this, I would want something with a bigger window, but that has nothing to do with the gun itself. That would just be an optics choice. And let me tell you, this trigger is absolutely amazing. I definitely recommend you not use it for concealed carry. This is just way too light. But as a range gun and a competition gun, I think this is going to be right up the alley of many shooters. All right, so now I want to see what the best group I can get with this pistol is at the furthest distance at this range, 25 yards. And I know this gun can go out way further than that, but I want to take as much of the human element out of the equation as possible, see what the tightest group I can shoot with it at is. So let's go back to the range and see what I can do with it. And I don't think I can miss with this pistol. In fact, there was one shot in there I actually thought I pulled pretty bad. I was like, well, I know when I bring that target in, it's going to be way off. But it wasn't. It's like this trigger is so light that before you can even make the mistake, the round's already gone off. This is just simply an amazing pistol, and I have never shot a 2011 this nice before. And I've shot Nighthawk Customs, Cabot guns, and even Terran Tacticals, and none of them shoot as well as this. Alright, so the next test I want to do is run some hollow points through it. Now, as I said, I would not recommend this gun for concealed carry or even home defense. The trigger simply is too light. But there's probably people out there that are going to use it for that purpose. So I just want to check, is this gun going to run hollow points? I'm sure the tolerances in here are probably pretty tight. But hopefully, they're going to run just fine. So, let's find out. And as expected, absolutely no issues whatsoever. This gun is running like a top. And as I said, I think these are the very first shots through it ever. This thing is simply amazing. I cannot believe how well I shoot this. I always get a little bit nervous when I review 2011 pistols because they're supposed to be so accurate, and sometimes I don't shoot them that well. I know people criticize me, but I am really proud of my shooting in this, and this gun is simply amazing and making me look like a way better shot than I actually am. All right, so the next test is the one I've been wanting to get to the whole time. I want to see, number one, how fast can I shoot this gun? Number two, can I change the magazine out quickly and get the gun back in action? And number three, is the gun point shootable? If I'm just shooting as fast as I possibly can, is this gun going to group well on target? So I want to go back to the range and find out. So here we go, 2 magazines through this as fast as I possibly can, and I think this is going to be a lot of fun. And I think out of any gun I have ever shot, this is about the fastest I've ever shot a pistol. It's the most accurate if I'm just point shooting. And man, with this gigantic mag well, can I get a fresh magazine back in this gun quickly? I can't find a flaw in this gun. This gun is crazy fun to shoot. It's crazy accurate. Man, this is everything I would ever want out of a 2011. And this thing, in my opinion, outshoots guns that are twice its price. Staccato really has hit a home run with this. So what are my final thoughts on the Staccato XL limited edition with the Island barrel? Man, is this an amazing firearm. I don't really get this excited about competition and race guns, but this thing is amazing. I literally cannot miss with this. This is obviously a very high quality pistol, but as I mentioned, I think it outshoots many of the guns that it competes with that are in a higher price point. This thing is absolutely amazing. The trigger is the best I have ever felt. Wow. I have never had so much fun at the range with a pistol like this before. So I already think you guys know the rating I'm going to give this. It's not just going to get a 5 out of 5 star review. It's a 5 out of 5 star plus review. I think only 1 or 2 other guns have ever shot this well for me. And I was not expecting that taking this to the range, because I have reviewed other Staccatos in the past and they've been pretty good, but none of them have shot as nice as this one. Does it have anything to do with the island barrel? I don't know. I can't imagine that it changes all that much, but whatever they put into this pistol has literally made it a perfect gun. And I don't usually care that much about competition guns, but if I was going to buy a 2011, I think this is the one I would want. So let me know in the comments section below. Have you ever shot a Staccato? Do you own a Staccato? And do you own the XL? And what do you think of it? This thing is amazing. So, as always, thanks for watching. People that hold the trademark on 2011. Of course, we're stalking. And I really love everything else about this gun. And we have a gigantic beaver tail on here, front and rear cocking serrations.